Big, heavy sigh through the mouth. And then when you feel ready, if you have your knees out to the side, go ahead and just slowly start to step them in. And then we'll bring both knees into the chest and just start to kind of rock the knees from side to side, massaging out the low spine. And then after you've done that a few times, we'll send the left leg long on the mat and then pull the right knee in. And I want you to just make some hip circles with your legs. So you're just gonna kind of roll that knee sort of around like you're making a big circle with your kneecap on the ceiling in one direction and then the other direction. And if you have hip issues or hip joint restrictions, just be careful here and just kind of mindful of what feels okay for you. And then we're gonna pull the knee straight in towards the chest, and then we'll tip it over to the left shoulder. Just kind of getting a stretch through the outer hip and the glute area. And then at the same time, take your right arm out to a T, palm up towards the ceiling, and just go ahead and gently turn your head to look over to that right hand. Just kind of pause and breathe. Couple of breaths here. And then we'll take that right knee, draw it back in, and then go ahead and start to straighten the right knee. So your hands are going to come back behind your right thigh and just bend and straighten the knee a few times. So kind of more of a dynamic stretch here. We're just slowly lengthening the back of the thigh, maybe even into your calf, so you can pull the toes towards your shin as you straighten the knee. So just do that a few times at your own pace. And we'll straighten the knee as much as feels comfortable, flexing the foot slightly until you feel some length into the back of the thigh. And we'll hold that position and then turn the whole leg slightly in and then slightly out. So you're kind of rotating on that long axis of the leg. Good. And then we'll take that straight leg and set it into that figure 4 position on the other leg. So just allowing your right knee and hip to relax. And then if it's available to you, draw the legs in for reclining pigeon. And here, you might bend and straighten the left knee or rotate out the ankles. Good, and then uncross the legs and pull both knees in towards your chest, but out towards the shoulders, a little bit wider, kind of an inner thigh groin stretch. And just rock slightly from side to side. So we're doing our best to listen to our bodies here, doing what feels good, kind of finding a nice gentle stretching. We'll send the right leg out long on the mat. You could even press your heel on that right foot gently in towards the mat, and then draw the left knee in and across towards your right shoulder. Extend your left arm out to a T, palm up, and then turn and look to the left. So we're just appreciating some length into the glute and the outer hip. You can either hold or find a little bit of motion here. We'll draw that knee back in towards the chest, take our gaze up towards the ceiling, grab behind the left thigh, and then just begin to bend and straighten the left knee. So you might appreciate a difference in length in the hamstrings or the calves from right to left. Just kind of see what feels good for your body, knowing that it might be different on one side over the other. And then once you've bent and straightened your knee a few times, you can Straighten, pressing the foot up towards the ceiling, flexing the ankles slightly. And then just begin to rotate that entire leg slightly in and then slightly out. And we'll take that left leg and bring it to the figure 4 position onto the right thigh, letting your left knee and hip relax. And if it's available to you, drawing both legs in, reclining pigeon, grabbing behind the right thigh. And then any movements that feel good here in either leg are welcome. And then when you're ready, both knees draw in towards the chest. One more time, just kind of gently rocking from side to side. And then roll over onto either side. Taking your time, press up to a hands and knees position. And then this time, maybe tucking the toes under as you come into tabletop. And just start rocking and shifting your weight towards your fingertips and then back towards your heels. And then after you've done that a few times, begin to cycle through cat and cow at your own pace. And think about any modifications as you move into cat and cow. Think about any adjustments or slight modifications that might just make those poses more your own. So maybe it's shifting your hips from side to side or pausing in either of those places to find some length where it's needed. Think about softening through the neck. Just allowing your head and neck to follow your spine as you pass through cat and cow. Allowing the breath to flow mindfully. A couple more cycles at your own pace. And then once you've finished the cycle that you're on, come back to that tabletop position. We'll bring our hands over to the left corner of the mat and take a breath in. On an exhale, drop your hips away towards the opposite side, so towards your right heel, finding that nice diagonal stretch. Relaxing your head and neck here. And then breathing in, coming back to tabletop, moving your hands over to the right side. On an exhale, drop back towards your left heel. Relax your head and neck. Pause and breathe into that left side body. And then slowly making your way back to tabletop. From here, walk your hands back so you're coming into the kneeling position, coming up nice and slow. We'll take the hands to the sacrum. So you're going to bring your hands to your sacrum, pointing your elbows back. I want you to tighten up your glutes and lift your chin up. Not necessarily moving into a back bend, but just kind of opening through the chest and shoulders and the front body. So pointing the elbows back, lifting your chin up towards the ceiling, feeling that opening across the heart and at the base of the throat. Take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out here. Good, and then as you exhale, slowly release and come back to that neutral spine. We're going to take the right leg and step it forward and prepare for splits prep. So as you bring that right leg straight ahead, you're staying shoulders over your hips. Just go ahead and point and flex the foot a few times or rotate the leg. And then on an inhale, lengthen up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, you're going to hinge at your hip crease and come over that front leg as far as you feel comfortable. So just pausing here, feeling some length into the back of the thigh. Good. On an inhale, we'll take a break, come up nice and tall, reach up towards the ceiling, lift your gaze. As you exhale, hinge at your hip crease, splits prep. Good, we'll do that one more time. So nice deep breath in, lengthen upward. As you exhale, hinge and fold. This time we'll pause, and you can rotate the leg or point and flex the foot. And then we'll step that right leg back underneath us, coming back to that kneeling position. Bringing your hands on top of the sacrum again, but this time I want you to interlace them. Standing up or kneeling nice and tall, top of the head up towards the ceiling. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. So the hands clasped on top of the sacrum is going to allow you to keep the shoulders down as you move the head and neck. We'll slowly drop the chin down to the chest and the front. And then we'll bring the right ear over to the right shoulder and pause there. You can close your eyes if that feels good for you. Remember, we're avoiding pain, so we're looking for that stretch in the side of the neck. Chin comes back down to the chest, and we'll do it one more time on each side. So left ear, left shoulder, pause. You can modify this as you want. So chin can tip down or up, depending on where you feel tight. Good, chin down to the chest last time. Right ear, right shoulder, making your way slowly over to the second side. Pausing and breathing, tipping the chin down or up, whatever feels best for you. And then on an inhale, slowly bringing your head back to neutral, releasing your hands. Deep breath in here, lengthen your spine. On an exhale, go ahead and step your left leg forward into that splits prep position. And just kind of point and flex your foot a few times. And then on an inhale, reach up for the sky. As you exhale, hinge over that leg. And so just like we did when we were on our backs, you might appreciate maybe more length on one side over the other. So just kind of being mindful of that as you're coming into these poses on each side. Inhale, reach up for the ceiling. Exhale, hinge and fold. You can always soften your hands onto your leg if you can't quite get to the floor there. And one more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. We'll stay here this time, either pointing and flexing the foot or rotating the leg. And then slowly bringing your trunk back up, this time stepping that left foot back, coming back to hands and knees briefly, walking your hands forward towards the top of the mat, and then tucking your toes under and coming into downward facing dog. Spend a little bit of time here just adding some movement into your down dog. So pointing and flexing the feet. And what might feel good if you need some extra length in the calves is we'll go ahead and just allow the left heel to sink down. So pressing your left heel into the mat, take your right foot and just kind of move it up and down that right or that left calf. So not necessarily doing it for to cause pain, but just kind of bringing some sensory awareness down to that left lower leg. And And then you can just pause with that right foot over that left ankle, and then try keeping that heel towards the floor, but bend your knee slightly. So you're bending your knee on your left leg. You might feel that stretch a little bit closer down by your heel. And just pausing there. And then slowly bringing both feet back to the mat, kind of step out the feet again. So alternating one heel at a time, dropping down to the mat. And then we'll shift our weight onto that right foot and allow your right heel to sink down to the mat so you feel a stretch into the calf. Take your left leg this time and just kind of stroke it up and down that right calf, all the way down to your heel, and then back up almost towards your knee crease. And then pause that foot just hovering above the heel and let the knee bend on your right leg slightly. And if your arms are getting tired or you need to take a little bit of a break, feel free to do that. And then slowly setting that left foot back down, once again pedaling out the feet. And then raise and lower onto the balls of the feet a couple of times. And then eventually settling your heels into the mat. Looking forward towards your hands, take a walk up to the top of your mat and find a generous fold position. So finding up or grabbing opposite elbows here might feel good, and just letting your upper body sway, so giving your shoulders a break, letting your knees bend generously, kind of appreciating that length that you worked through on the hamstrings and the calves in this forward bend position, Uttanasana. Couple of deep mindful breaths here. Good, and then when you're ready, go ahead and let your fingertips dangle for the floor. And then keeping your knees bent as much as you need to, take your time but come all the way up to standing. Take your arms and sweep them up over your head, big reach up to the sky. On an exhale, right hand grabs your left wrist and stretch it over to the right side. So side stretch. Inhale up towards the ceiling, switch your grip. And exhale, stretch to the left. Inhale, back up to center, looking up. This time, exhale, pull your elbows towards your side bodies, open the chest, lift your chin. Good, deep breath in, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Big exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Bend your knees generously. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, come all the way up, reach your arms up for the sky. Exhale, open your chest, elbows towards the side bodies. Inhale, reach up. Big exhale, swan dive, forward fold, bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Big reach all the way up. Look up. Exhale, open the chest. Elbow to the sides. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, high lunge salutation. Inhale, reach up. Look up, little back bend if you want. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot back for high lunge. Walk or sweep your arms up. Back knee is straight up on the ball of that back foot. Lift your gaze, breathe in, exhale, hands to the mat, plank. Breathe in, exhale, lower halfway from the toes or the knees, chaturanga. Release to your tummy, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. Settle your heels into the mat, spread your fingers nice and wide. Looking forward, step the right foot through, high lunge. Walk or sweep your arms up, look up, relax the tops of your shoulders. Exhale, hands to the mat, step forward. Breathe into a flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Look up, little back bend. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, right foot steps back, high lunge, rise. Good. Adding on, exhale, airplane arms. So hinge your trunk over your front legs, sweep the arms back. Holding the shoulder blades towards your spine and down your back. Belly is in. Inhale, sweep the arms up. High lunge. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Hooking that elbow on the outside of your left knee, keeping your chest lifted, back knee is straight, it wants to bend, try to keep it engaged. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank. Breathe in, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, any back bend. Exhale, down dog. Heels melt to the floor here, head and neck in line with your spine. Looking forward, step your right foot through. Inhale, high lunge, rise. Lift your gaze, back knee straight. Exhale, airplane arms. Sweep it back. Shoulder blades pull together. Relax the foot on your front leg. Let those toes flatten out. Inhale, high lunge. Soft tops of the shoulders. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Back knee is straight, chest shines to the right wall. Belly in. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, plank. Breathe in, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking forward, walk or step to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up, little back bend. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, right foot steps back, high lunge, rise. Exhale, airplane arms. Back knee stays straight. Relax that front foot. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, prayer twist left. Back knee is straight. Chest is lifted. Inhale, high lunge. Good, listen carefully. Exhale, hands to the hips. Step your back foot in. So your feet are staggered slightly, or that back foot is slightly toed out. We're gonna prep for pyramid pose. So breathe in to lengthen. As you exhale, you're gonna hinge at your hip crease. Leading with your heart as far as you feel comfortable, and you're going to soften your hands onto your thigh or your lower leg. Good. On an inhale, lift up halfway, bring your arms out to a T shape. So engaging that mid-back again. Good. And then as you exhale, hinge and fold. So utilizing that length, relaxing the back of your neck. One more time, inhale, lift up partway, flat back, belly in, shoulder blades together. Exhale, fold. Good. This time, inhale, raise your trunk all the way up, lengthening your spine, looking up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the mat, step it back to plank pose. From here, you can take that Vinyasa series, or you can press back to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, take a breather if you'd like. Otherwise, spread your fingers nice and wide, really engaging, allowing the heels to melt down to the floor to lengthen the back of the legs. Looking forward, this time we'll step our right foot through. Inhale to high lunge, back knee is straight. Lift your gaze. Soften the bottom of the right foot. Exhale, airplane arms. Belly is in. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, prayer twist to the right. Chest is lifted, back knee is straight. Belly is in. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands to the hips. Step the back foot in, straighten both knees. Back toes are slightly turned out to the side. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hinge at the hip crease. Leading with your heart, find pyramid pose. Soften the back of the neck. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Arms out to that T shape, shoulder blades together. Exhale, pyramid. One more time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, pyramid. Good, bending both knees this time. Plant your hands, reach that left foot all the way back, and then step your right foot back, come into downward facing dog, and pedal out the feet. So kind of walk out your dog a little bit here, just kind of see how the backs of your legs feel, relax the back of the neck, maybe shaking the head yes and no if that feels good. Kind of doing what feels good for your body here. And then when you feel ready, looking forward towards your hands, step your feet up and then take a seat in the middle part of your mat. Floating your palms up, engaging through the core. Take your time to lower all the way down to your back. Once you're on your back, keep your feet on the floor. Arms are going to go down at your sides, tucking your shoulder blades underneath you. On an inhale, find bridge pose. If you'd like to take your hands under your sacrum, you can. Another choice is to go to a single leg bridge. So extending one leg out, doing your best to keep your hips, both hips lifted as you do that. And then maybe bringing that foot down, both hips lift towards the sky, and switch sides. And then set that foot down, both hips lift up, lifting your chin slightly. And then as you exhale, slowly releasing your arms and your hips, drawing the knees in towards the chest, just like we did at the beginning of the practice, rocking gently from side to side, or making some circles on your mat with your low back. We'll reach down for the instep of both feet. Press the feet into the hands for happy baby. Here it might feel good to just alternate straightening one knee at a time. And then when you're ready, slowly making your way into your final relaxation pose, maybe pausing to take a full body stretch before you come into your final Shavasana. Extending the legs out, reaching the arms up over the head. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, release your arms to your sides. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Settle in to your final resting posture, allowing your feet and ankles to fall comfortably out towards the sides of your mat. Letting your chest be open, your face softened, your gaze lowered, or your eyes closed. Allow your mind to be still, your body at peace. Put a pause on everything for a few moments. Notice the ease of your breath as we come to the end of our practice today. Notice how you feel. Recall that intention that you set for your practice today. Bring that back into your heart. And allow yourself to just be here, present.